Brilliant.
Welcome back, everybody, to a whole new year of Backyard Ultras. For those who haven't joined before, I'm Eric. This is Jonathan.
I am Jonathan.
And we run Rasselbock Running, but we also do this wonderful little podcast.
Right, it's been a minute.
It has been a bit, yes.
We moved house, we have a new office, a new studio, so welcome to season 2.
New studio.
Yeah.
It's more like a new desk with the office. But we've been moving house and keeping busy. And I think the last time we were doing this, it was time for the
UK team champs just beforehand.
Back in October. So a lot has happened since then. We got
a lot that's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming up.
Yeah, the start of a new year, 2025. We're going to be having a chat with Darren in a moment, who is the race director for the Longbridge 100. So they've got the winter and the summer version. So we're going to have a good old chinwag with him about what's coming up in his event tomorrow. If you've got any questions for Darren, pop them in the chat and we can ask away. And that's going to be a good
place to start.
Yes, yeah.
We also have Trails and Tarmac Backyard Ultra starting on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
They will be diving into the whole first half of the year.
Yep.
All the events
coming up.
And then very excited to reveal all of the silver ticket events
for the
next season.
Yeah. So that'll be we're going to keep you waiting. Keep going on to the end.
We'll stick around for that one.
And that's going to be the fun ending. But I think for now it's time to roll on over to Darren.
Yeah.
And headphones on, press the magic button.
Fingers crossed for the technology. There we are.
There we go. Can you hear us, Darren?
Yeah, I can. How are you?
Perfect. Good, thanks. How you doing?
I'm very well. It's been a bit intense the last couple of days, but it's all happening tomorrow. So yeah, we're in a good place.
Yeah, I can imagine. We know what it's like the days leading up to a backyard. It's just organised chaos everywhere.
To be honest, I'm quite surprised that you've managed to find time to see us. So thanks for coming along.
Well, I've not long been back. I had some trainer repair kit orders, so that's what I was boxing up earlier. So I need to get those sent out before the weekend. So
all the last minute jobs.
Putting on a backyard ultra, but in between, zipping home to do some packing up.
That's right.
So as we mentioned, you're in the midst of the setup now. How's it going out there? You think you're on track for the weekend?
Yeah. We're all set up. We got the turnaround point 1 and turnaround point 2 gazebos up today. We've put some 4G remote control cameras up as well. Beautiful. That give us a sensor when any of the runners get near, which is great. So it'd be interesting to see those alerts come through on the phone. The race HQ is all sorted. Got all the signage. We're pretty sorted. Can't really do much until tomorrow, so we're going to mark the course out tomorrow around about 10 o'clock. Get the barriers set up, and then the runners start coming in from 3 o'clock.
Nice. The excitement really begins.
Yeah, we pick our first runners up from the station. So we do a electric van pickup for those runners that care about their carbon travel footprint. So
nice.
We've got 4 picking up at 2 and then another 4 picking up at 4. So
it's a good chunk of them coming on public transport and getting picked up then.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, last year we only had 2 in the winter, and then we had 4 in the summer. So it seems to be growing. I think the more that people are aware of it, then they're likely to sign up. It's just an education thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good that your brand ethos can then be spread out to the actual runners themselves, and they take part in the spirit of the event. That's
100%.
Really good.
Yeah.
So, you've got the privilege of hosting the first backyard of 2025. So, no pressure on that one. But we think that the backyards in the UK are going to be really big this year. We think we're going to see some pretty impressive runs. Lots more new events have popped up over the last 12 months. Are you feeling any pressure, starting everything off on the right foot, or are you just nice and chill?
Yes, it's a bit intense. I mean, it's this year as opposed to last year being a bronze event. This year adds a bit more pressure, and it was really nice to get the bronze coin from Laz post, last week. So that's good, and that'll obviously go to the winner. So I think there's no real pressure. It's just so in the winter one last year, it was our first one. We had 24 runners, and the record was 25 yards. And that was by Dan Lawson and John Gunnell, who was the assist. And John had only done 50k previously, and he pushed Dan to 100 miles, which was just amazing. And it was -3 between 2 and 4 in the morning. So, and then the summer one, the weather was obviously much better. They're not starting at night time because obviously in the winter one they start at night, and then in the summer one it's a bit more easier. But although we do change the route slightly, so there's a slight variation on the route for the summer as opposed to the winter. It's and then we had 34 in the summer one, and that went to 30 yards. So a guy called Sam Brack from Belgium had the win, and Zoe Salt with the assist on 29.
We were watching that one quite closely because especially going for like the 25 in the winter one, we were like, let's just see how far it goes. And it was great to see Zoe push all the way through to the assist and hit that 30.
Yeah, 100%. And her race admin, I've never seen anything like it. It was exceptional, and I think a lot of runners that were in the summer, took some notes from her race admin. She was just on it. And then obviously this year we set our maximum of 50, so we only have 50 spaces. That is it. And it was tough to fill it last year. I think because it's new. But this year we sold out, and we had 39 on the waiting list at one point, which was amazing.
Do you think you're going to be able to grow it a little bit more, or is it
no?
We're setting 50?
We work everything around it's called the Longbridge 100 because we try and keep everything around the 100. So over the two races over the year, 50 and 50 make the 100s. The history of the 100 is it kind of goes back to William the Conqueror when he divided sort of Sussex up into rapes, and then within those rapes he put 100 soldiers with the view to call on them if they went to war again. So especially in Litlington, a very kind of historical village, we wanted to keep the 100s, and that's like everything links around the 100.
No, it's good. I like it when events have got a little bit of meaning behind the names, and it's it makes it just adds a bit more spark to the events.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's quite nice.
So you've got this I'd call it a quirk where you pick up the tags on the routes, don't you? So it's for the second turnaround point at the top of the hill, pick up a little token for each lap. I was wondering, when you bring that back, if you'd lost that or dropped it at some point on it, is that DNF? Is that game over, or is it just like I'll believe you, it's fine?
No, we kind of impressed every runner that they need to bring it back, and the reason that if we stick to Backyard Ultra rules, it's not in the rule that if they bring a token they get disqualified. But what we do is we create a box that's a kind of token box, and then every runner gets this with their own name on, and then the yards go into that box, and then they get that as their memento. So it's kind of on the runner to if they want to look back and see how many yards they carried, then it comes back into that box. And it was just a bit of a nod to Laz really around the Barclays, around tearing pages out of books that are completely hidden. And I just wanted to give it a bit of a little bit of a nod to that really, to try and bring it all together. And it just adds a bit of fun. It adds a bit of a bit of jeopardy, but also a bit of fun, you know. And as they hand over the token, because we don't use trackers or anything like that, we use Web Scorer. So everything's on my iPad. So as they run up, they give me their token. I hit their number. It records their time and their lap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Easy.
I love that.
Easy in practice.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Any better?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, there
Good.
we go.
That's
Don't know what
fine.
happened there. So yeah, we chatted with Vic Owens. Must be
yes.
about 9 months ago now.
Yeah.
Just as she was like just getting into her 12 in 12 backyards. And from what we know, she is finishing at yours. Her last, maybe not her last backyard, but the last one in her 12 in 12 challenge.
12 in
Just
12.
to clarify, this is Vic Owens who's doing 12 backyard ultras in 12 months, which is
Crazy.
Yeah.
it's nuts. But it all comes to a head. Probably not tomorrow, maybe the day after. But
How do you think she's going to kind of take the event? Do you think she's literally just going to go all out, or do you think she's going to be much more reserved and just finish when she's ready to finish?
I don't know. Knowing Vic, I think she'll have a target of at least 24 in her head. So no matter how she's feeling, I think a target of 24 is probably set in her head. She's got Stuart with her as well, so Stuart's signed up, so her coach, so he could add a bit of impetus, to it. But she knows the course. I mean, she ran it in January last year. Then she did the summer one and did 24 yards. So yeah, it's who knows. I mean, the conditions are very similar to last winter. We had a hard frost. It started to come out the ground a couple of days before, like it has done now. I'd say that there's probably 300 to 400 meters in the second dog leg. So the first dog leg is 2k away from Race HQ, and it's really nice and runnable. It runs into a kind of it's called West Bottom, and it's in the bottom of a valley in between two big hills on the South Downs. And then they run back from there, and then when they get past the point of the dog leg down to Race HQ, they do the second dog leg, and that's got the elevation and some of the technical trail. And there's a bit called Shit Corner. I mean, it's a farm,
aptly named.
Yeah, it is aptly named. It stinks, and it's got some muddy area. It's almost a bit like Tough Mudder in that sort of 300 meters. But that's what makes it. But that's what makes it fun. And then when they get to TP2, they get the token, and then the last 420 meters is all downhill.
Yeah.
And the reason we set it that is because if someone was under time pressure, then they haven't got that sort of mental block that I've got to.
Yeah.
So it's literally downhill all the way down. Yeah, keep it 100%. So to give them a fair chance. So my advice tomorrow to all the runners would be go out as hard as you can on the first dog leg, because it's very runnable, it's really easy, and then save some energy on the second leg, and then just take it from there.
Nice.
That's good. I like seeing the emerging tactics of how people approach the backyards, because there's still no overarching kind of meta way to do it. There's still such a variety of technique, ways different people like to go about it. So
100%. And then we've got a guy. He's late entry. His name's Ryan Garnham. He's done the winter and summer last year, and he holds the course record. So he's just literally I think it's 38 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So with
the elevation is
with the elevation
nuts
as well. I mean, it's proper going some, but he messaged me the other day and he said around about yard 5 or 6 he'll be looking to have another crack at it.
Well, we'll see how well he does with smashing out a new course PB. Hopefully, 35 or less. Let's throw that gauntlet down.
Yeah, wow, that will be tough. Yeah.
So yeah, we haven't actually seen a start list for your event. Have you got any big name runners? Anyone that we might know or the viewers might recognise? Anyone you think might be going a long way?
Yeah, we've got the superstar that is David Bone. So you know David Bone.
Yeah, I think he's coming to ours as well.
Yeah, so so he's done it before as well, and he did 25 yards in the summer, which was good, and he only stopped because he had a foot issue. So I think he could have pushed on a lot further. So yeah, and since then he smashed the record for the Bath Tunnel race. So 200 miles. So that's interesting.
Yeah, he seems to be on a real push at the moment, just getting all
these
big distances in.
Yeah, 100%. So that could be interesting. We've got Jan Vospels, who came third last year with 27 laps. Jan's a quality runner, so he could push it. Now he knows the course. We've got Nina Davis, who she's also a co-founder of the Green Runners, and she completed the Dragonback race last year, which is no mean feat. So yeah, it could be anything on the day. And I mean, with the furthest competitor we've got is a guy called Olafur Magnusson from Iceland. It's his first ever backyard.
Is he coming over especially to do it?
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
That's great.
Which is amazing. So it'll be really nice to meet him because we've had quite a lot of email conversation in the last few weeks.
We're following the Icelandic team quite a lot, and we're thinking these guys are going to know rain and minus temperatures. They're bringing them over for a winter.
It's just going to be easy for them.
But then you could get a surprise like John Gunnell last winter. Maxi Dunn was 50k and he smashed out 100k for 100 miles, which was crazy. So
it's one of the best things about the backyard. You literally don't know what's going to happen.
No, 100%.
Someone could be absolutely experienced with backyards, know exactly what to do, done the course,
but on the day,
turn up and drop out after 10, 12, and vice versa.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we have got a guy called Andy Hobson who's coming down to run, and he's being crewed by Alice Kershaw, who this week won the Winter Challenger Spine South.
Yeah, she's going to be knackered.
Exactly. So they drove down today apparently, and they're staying in Eastbourne tonight and then coming across tomorrow. So it'll be really. I've met Alice before, and she's great, and it'll be really nice to catch up with her again.
If she's not fast asleep,
that really is unreasonable.
Right.
To take part in the Spiners crew and then come along a Backyard Ultra. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, mate. You know what? It may ignite something in her to do a backyard, because she's done everything I think now on the Spine. I think she's podiumed every Spine race. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I think I read. But if we can get her to get a bit of backyard envy into her system,
I'll give you a free place at the fight.
I think she could push Sarah Perry for a record or something.
Oh, yeah, that'd be quite good. I think there's a few female runners are hoping to get close to Sarah Perry's female record this year.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I think along with so many other people, and I think we've got a very big year and a bit of backyards coming up. I think we're going to see hopefully a 60 for the female record, and I think we'll probably even see quite a few more events hitting the 45 and hopefully 50 plus yard mark.
Looking at the at-large list, to even get a sniff at the at-large list at the moment, it's 35.
Right.
Already.
That's what you needed for last year.
I'll tell you who else. Luke Carter, he's coming. And Luke, you'll know Luke.
Top luck.
So he's a local Sussex lad, and so we had the 50, and then unfortunately a runner called Michael Gill, was running with his son Daryl. He's stuck in Turkey because one of the members of the family had an accident, so they couldn't fly back in time. So Darrell's going to be running on his own, his son. And as Michael then dropped out, Luke Carter then emailed me and said, I don't suppose I can get a space, but I really want to, do your run. And I was thinking, okay, well, let's have and then
go on then.
So go on then. I think his record is 38 yards, and he's done the winter Centurion down the winter down Centurion race at 200 miler. So it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So we've got a mixed field. So I could be up till sort of Sunday evening.
It's gonna happen.
So
go on.
I know. I was just going to say, have you got somewhere where we can follow along with the action? Have you got any live results or anything?
Yeah, so on WebScorer, as soon as the race starts, then there's a link to the WebScorer that will give the details, which I'm sharing on Facebook. 3-word runs on the link on our Facebook. It's not always easy to do it on Instagram, but I'll be doing some Instagram lives and stuff like that. So,
nice.
It's not really something that I kind of. I mean the results, yes, but you're so focused on you know what it's like. You're so focused on the race and looking after people that don't really want to get sort of sidetracked by doing too much social media.
It's always nice to be able to kind of follow along with what's going on, how everyone's doing.
100%.
But then you're there at the event.
The link.
And you think,
The link.
I haven't got time.
Sorry. Say again.
When you're there at the event, I have not got time to sit down and write like a 6-hour update.
Exactly that. Yeah. So it'll be on the Facebook, and then we'll do some shares on it, and
brilliant.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You mentioned the Green Runners a couple of minutes ago. You're like a co-founder of the Green Runners, aren't you?
Yes.
Is there anything that you kind of want to like boast about with this event, like the ways forward that you're paving? Is there anything that other events could be doing just to try and keep up a bit? Something simple that another event can go, we can implement that and get a thumbs up from the Green Runners?
Well, yeah, maybe. So my focus is around sort of waste and sort of consumption of stuff. So we are 0 single-use plastics. We don't give out any. We don't even give out cups. So as part of the email to the runners is that we are completely cup free. So make sure you bring your own cup. Although I do have a running cup hack, which is a oat milk carton cut in half. You can fold it into 4.
Instagram.
Yeah, you can fold it into 4. It's so easy. I've been using it for 3.5 years now, and it's so easy. Get to an aid station, unfold it. It takes hot soup. It takes hot drinks. You can do it for a cold drink as well. I mean, I don't know if you've tried using those flimsy kind of little cups with I did volunteering at UTS. Ultra Trails Snowdonia, and some of the guys were turning up with these little flimsy things and wanting vegetable soup in it, and it was just
go, as soon as it gets hot, it just starts disintegrating.
So and it's really simple. So it's all about recycle, reuse. So in the other runs that I organised, the Raffini run, we use recycled slate medals. We don't use ribbon. We use pre-loved trainer shoelaces from Tony at Jog On. Yeah, just real simple stuff. All the food is local. We don't do any merchandise or anything like that. And so this for me is more of a hobby than anything else. So it's not a business as such, but. Stephen Parker was actually really good. In fact, there's only one thing we do, sir, which I'll show is
coffee.
The coffee. So this has been specially made. It's 80% Brazilian and 20% Peruvian by the coffee lady who makes it on the site, literally where Race HQ is. So and because I do odes and stuff, so we wrote. So it's got an ode, and I don't know if you can see that, but the actual weight is 4.167 ounces.
I like it.
So, yeah, it's at a backyard ultra. Good coffee's a must. It should get you through, but only just. Here at the Longbridge, it's joyous but hard. So here is an ounce for each mile of the yards. So
Laz calls it the life-saving caffeine.
Yeah, it's pretty strong as well. It's strong.
It's what you need after 24 hours, really.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I think we're pretty much through most of the questions that we had. Have you got any predictions for this weekend? Have you got someone who you think might clinch the win, or
any predictions?
Yeah, I think as I mentioned, the runners that could do good. The thing with our backyard is 653 feet of elevation each loop. 36 yards, you're talking 25,000 feet of elevation. That's a lot for with 150 miles and that sort of elevation. It will have an impact. So I'm kind of, I think 36, we can maybe get to 36. If it pushes on any further, I'll be amazed. Because the conditions are quite challenging. It is winter after all, and there's a lot of dampness in the ground. So that's sapping in itself. So
I mean, you never know. Like our one last September, it was we had a thunderstorm for probably about 19 hours, and then the rest of it was just rain. And somehow they still managed to hit 29. Right, and we were there, and we were like, we don't even want to be here. But somehow they just kept on going and going and going.
Once you watch, we'll do another one.
Yeah, so you just never know what is going to happen.
Yeah. No, 100%. So and that's the joy of the backyard. It's like I was talking to people about it today, and they were asking, what's going on here and stuff, and I was explaining, and they were saying that's crazy, but that's the joy of it. When you do you organise a 50k ultra or a Marafini half marathon, you have an idea of when it's going to be finished. This one, it's who knows.
One of my favourite things is like the marshals when they talk to members of the public on the Sunday, and they're just like, "Oh, how long have you been running for?" And they're like, "Oh, about 38 hours now." And they're like, since Friday afternoon, and you're
someone will come over and say, "This is the slowest race I've ever seen." They're against each other, and it's like, they've been running since Saturday morning. And they go, "Oh, right, okay."
The bell goes, and they just slowly walk off.
Yeah. But I'm going to see you guys at the National Running Show anyway, aren't you?
Yes.
So you guys are going to be there are you on the Sunday?
We'll be there both days.
Oh, you both days?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm doing trainer repairs as part of Pair Ups, and also co-founder in Green Runners. So come over and say hello.
100% we will.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. And if you've got any trainers that got any holes in, there's a free repair for you.
Perfect. I can go with that. All right. Is there anything else you want to add before we kind of wrap up?
No, I just appreciate you having me on. When I saw the initial invite, I was thinking, do they not realise I've got a race this weekend? But actually, it's been really lovely. So thanks a lot.
No worries at all.
There's been a lot of support in the Twitch chat. A lot of go Darrens, and we've got Darren on. So it looks like a popular guy for a popular event. It's been great having you.
Yeah.
I tell you what I will do is I'd just love to shout out to my marshals and my support crew, because we wouldn't be able to do these events if it weren't for them guys. And again, the difference between a half marathon race in the backyard, you need those people there. So big shout out to all marshals out there who whatever race that you help out in, you're invaluable. And
the scene just wouldn't be there without them. Yeah. So.
100%, yeah. So, thank you.
All right, then. Well, good luck with the weekend. Hope it all goes well and no issues at all. And we see the course record.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
All right.
No worries.
See you next time.
Cheers.
All right, then. Well, it's nice little chinwag, yeah. He's a good lad, Darren. And, definitely looking forward to this weekend, kind of following everything along.
Yeah.
It's
They'll be starting on Friday evening, I think.
Yep.
Heading through into Saturday and possibly Sunday. But they are not the only backyard to be going on this weekend, are they?
No, we have Limitless Trails are back again. I think this is their third one, I think.
Yeah, they are hosting Trails and Tarmac because they have both Trails and Tarmac, about half and half.
Crazy.
Um,
So Trails and Tarmac is also on. Jonathan's been doing having a little look at them.
A quick dig.
Down to you.
What's to say about these guys? I'm coming down from chatting with Darren. Trails and Tarmac. One of the things that I like about these guys is anyone that hits the kind of ultra distance, 32 miles, gets themselves a medal. So it's not just kind of like the winners, the top people. Anyone that does an ultra gets a medal, and then the top performing male and female both get a trophy. So
Nice.
that's great. That's down in pronunciation time, Crickwell in South Wales. It's in the Black Mountains.
There's always every time we do one of these, there's always one word where it's like pronunciation. It's like, are we going to get it right or not?
So that's South Wales, Trails and Tarmac. They say on their website they'll have a small town, a castle, a village, small hamlet beside a river, ancient trees, loads of wildlife. It just sounds like a really nice time.
So they if you pop and see Limitless Trails on Facebook, I'm pretty sure they're going to have regular updates and hopefully live results.
Yeah, so if one backyard ultra isn't enough to satiate your appetite, we have two on this weekend. They'll be starting on Saturday, I think 7 a.m, so very early.
Everyone seems to be either late Friday or early Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's about 12 hours after Friday's event starts. So plenty to keep an eye on.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun over the weekend. Alright, so I think after looking at the first two events, we should have a little look at what is coming up later in the year. I say later in the year. It's
for the first season. We have these two in January this weekend, and then it kind of lulls down until the excellent Rasselbock running in March.
So we'll be back in March in Sherwood Pines.
March the 1st. It's a lot closer than you'd think it is.
Yes,
it's only 7 or 8 weeks away now.
Yeah, we've been saying to ourselves, it's March, we've got loads of time. But then we realised we're actually setting up in February, and it's like, okay. And then we're rolling into the Medieval Backyard Ultra. This is a new one by Gert Lush Events.
Yes, the same people behind the
Breakheart, yes, yeah. So we spoke to Paul previously on the podcast, and this is his second one. As far as I know, it's taken part in a medieval kind of, not a reenactment place, almost like a medieval museum village, kind of like Beamish, but for medieval places.
Yeah.
So that should be really fun and interesting to watch.
I think he puts a bit of effort into kind of getting a bit of a live stream out as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be a really good one to follow. That'll be in April the 5th.
Yeah, and then rolling into May, that's when things really start to heat up.
It's ramping up.
Yeah, unfortunately Maple Durham has cancelled. So that leaves Portland Pig, Brighton Backyard and God's Own Backyard Ultra back again for the spring. May going into June is going to be full on. Lots of bronze medal events coming up. Rasselbock, Medieval and Portland Pig, all bronze ticket events, same as God's Own Backyard Ultra. Bronze again. And then after then we're pretty much in the thick of it.
Several backyards every week.
Yes, yeah.
Going into June we have Blended and Suffolk on at the same time.
Yeah, then
Suffolk being one of the big boys.
Yep, so we'll be expecting new course records, probably some more international runners coming back again.
Yeah.
And then Big Al's.
We've had Big Al on before.
Yeah.
It's a good laugh.
And Longbridge Summer. So, yeah, and then followed by Breakheart. So, June is huge, pretty much. Yeah. And yeah, after then, it's pretty much what you can see on the screen. We don't need to read it all out. But it's still plenty more bronze ticket events.
The densest lump of backyarding that we've got coming up is the end of August. I think we have 5 different backyard ultras around the country within the space of 2 weekends. Within
Yeah.
10 days, there'll be 5 backyard ultras.
It is probably the chunkiest part of the UK calendar.
It's nuts, and I can't wait.
I mean, it's all good fun. I think out of all of those, we've got probably 9 or 10 of those are going to be bronze ticket events.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be heading to some of them to live stream.
Yes, so we'll be at God's Own for the spring and the winter one. We'll be also be at Golspie. We'll be up there again, and hopefully some others along the way.
Yeah, if you are interested in having your Backyard Ultra live streamed, let us know.
Yeah, a bit of a shameless plug. Okay, so I think moving on from there, that's a quick brief breakdown up until August. We should probably have a look at how the bronze and silvers work, because I think there's a few people who aren't too sure.
It's not a simple system. It's a system that we have, so we will run through it because we have to kind of lay the groundwork before we announce this evening who is going to be silver for the next season.
Yeah.
So, have a graph. We will talk you through it. It will make sense in a moment.
I mean, most people kind of got the vague idea of how it works now, but with it coming from Laz's mind, things aren't always as straightforward as they seem. So you've got to think of every backyard season is a 2-year clump. So if we're looking at the bronze and silvers, the first year is only bronze ticket events, and the second year is only silver ticket events. Very rarely will you get any crossover, especially in the UK. So yeah, think of it as year 1 bronze event, year 2 silver event.
And winning a bronze event gets you a guaranteed space in a silver ticket event. Doesn't matter if it's sold out, it gets you a space there.
Yes, yeah. So most silver ticket events will either do a highly discounted rate or a free place for the bronze ticket winners.
I don't think there's like a set in stone rule or anything. It's just a nice gesture.
Yeah. So essentially, all those bronze ticket events over the next probably 8-9 months, all the winners of those will get a guaranteed spot in a select silver ticket event. And then once we get to the end of the silver ticket year, we go straight back to having the UK team event all over again, which I'm sure people are still kind of recovering from. So yeah, let us know if there's any questions, because this is something that we kind of go through a lot with runners and race directors.
Just clarify. Like each bronze win feeds into a specific silver. So it's not just like you get a silver ticket. You go to a specific event.
And a lot of the times it tends to be like, if you're in like the southeast, there'll chances are be a silver ticket event in the southeast that you can go to. It's not like you're going to be like, okay, there we go, you can go to Highlander, go up to Scotland.
And all these graphics and stuff we'll probably put in the UK Backyard Ultra Facebook group. So you can go and peruse and absorb information.
So that is a good old explanation of that. And I think
we'll keep building up, because we have announcements to make regarding the silvers. Eric here is now co-captain for the UK team.
UK manager, and then Hugh, who does Pig on the Hill, is the co-manager for the UK team for the next 2 years. So we will be having a new venue for the World Team Championships. So the gold ticket event will be at as yet undisclosed location, but it's going to be a new venue. It's not going to be a one that is being held somewhere else before. So it's going to be a new venue. It's going to be picked and designed exactly for the team, pretty much.
Yeah, the 15-person end of the 2-year season spectacle.
Yeah, we're going to make it as big and as incredible as we can. So very excited, but we have quite a way to go before then.
Yes, but one of the privileges of being this UK team captain is that you get to decide the silver ticket events for the next season.
Yes.
So we've been digging through all the applications.
So as a bit of a preamble for those who aren't a race director for a backyard, the race directors have to apply to be a bronze or a silver ticket event. If they don't apply, then they don't get considered. But as for this round, I think we've got 14 bronze ticket events or 15 bronze ticket events, and there were 11 races applied to be silver tickets, and we've only got 4 spots.
Yes. So we will disappoint some people this evening, but hopefully we're going to make some days.
Yes, and I will say we are mixing things up a little bit. And
yeah, we kind of broke down why an event would want to be silver, what makes a good silver event.
Yeah.
And we realised that it might not be the biggest event that needs to be silver.
Yeah.
If an event is going to go on for many, many, many yards, a lot of those runners are going to be making it in through the at-large list anyway. If an event has a lot of international runners, if an international runner wins a silver event, that doesn't count. That whole silver event is kind of nullified in terms of the UK standing.
Yeah.
So we were looking for potentially like a smaller scene.
Yeah, it would be not necessarily a smaller scene, but one of the things we were looking out for was events that have the potential and history of going a good number of yards and also haven't been silver ticket events before. So that's probably given some of you a little clue about which way we've gone with the silver ticket events. But we'll announce them, and then we'll talk through why we picked them.
Yeah.
And
we also thought some of the more difficult backyards, they kind of cater to a different kind of runner. So perhaps someone that's very good in kind of sandy, boggy conditions or with a lot of elevation, they still need to be considered to be one of the best.
Because you look at Pig on the Hill last year, obviously this is a huge amount of elevation. I think it's the biggest elevation in the UK, and that was a silver ticket event, and it was right at the end of the season, and Ian Bethune came along and absolutely stormed through that one, got his spot. But even though it was a 28, I think it was 28 or 29 yards
29,
he did.
I think.
It's not on the at-large list level, but it is still.
But to say you've had all of that elevation, it's still an incredible.
Yeah, you're an
run.
incredible runner to be able to win something with so much elevation.
So the space is still earned. So we've done a lot of this kind of why an event would want to be silver, what would make a good silver event.
Yeah.
What wouldn't make such a good silver event.
Yeah.
And do we just reveal
I think we'll do 2 minutes. I want to know in the chat, like, people who are watching, who are you hoping is going to be a silver ticket event before I press that button and reveal them. So we'll give it like another minute, and I'm just interested to see who you guys are hoping it's going to be, and hopefully we made the right choice.
Bearing in mind that we have shaken things up a bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're not going to ruffle any feathers. There's a lot of logic and thinking behind what we've done.
Yeah.
We have kind of sat down, and we're not just throwing caution to the wind here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, each silver event has its own kind of sub-bronze events that feed into it.
Yeah.
And we've got to think locations, dates. It's
But I think we may as well just go straight into it. So
okay, we've got a little pre-roll.
Yeah, so enjoy. There we go. That is the silver ticket events for the UK over the next year of the season.
And I do think an elephant has just walked into the room.
Yes, yeah.
Which we will discuss.
Yeah. So yeah, they are your 4 silver ticket events. We have Portland Pig in May, serving the south. We've got God's Own Backyard Ultra, their spring version in May. They are servicing like the Midlands and the North. Longbridge in the summer is going to be another south one, mainly because there are so many events kind of in the south region. And then topping out in August, we've got the Highlander.
In
but yeah,
Scotland.
plenty to talk through, plenty to kind of explain what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let us know what you think. Any that you're excited for out of those choices?
Yeah, I think Highlander at the end, they're the only returning silver event.
Yeah. So our overall kind of plan, or what we wanted to do, was to give events that can get yards in, but haven't had the chance to be a silver before. So that was our kind of overarching idea for this. So obviously, like Jonathan said, the elephant in the room, Suffolk isn't on there. Not saying that any of these events that applied who didn't get it are not any good, because every event is impressive, let alone Suffolk. You know, it's got the history, it's got the prestige, the reputation, it's got the runners. And yeah, so obviously Suffolk isn't there. And one of the main things was that, like Jonathan mentioned earlier, the international runners, they won the last 2 years at Suffolk, which then just nullifies the silver ticket. And also any British runners who are running there are going to be running to, you know, they're going to be
a high level. Yeah,
they're going to be getting to those high numbers, which will then get them onto the UK roster anyway. So it almost seemed like, it kind of almost seemed like it was a waste to put the silver ticket on Suffolk. It's kind of
not a waste.
Yeah.
More of a missed opportunity to highlight another event.
Yes, yeah, which, you know...
Because there's a risk that Suffolk is going to be won by an international runner and it nullifies the silver spot.
And whilst on one end you can say, if that happens, you've got an extra space come available from the roster. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you're going to look at it like that, then what's the point in having the silver ticket events? So that was our main thinking, and obviously Rasselbock, our event, is not on the list. Yeah. We felt again like, you know, our event has the potential and the history of going, you know,
we
early to mid 40s.
The at-large list without having the free spot at the top.
Yeah, I mean we don't think that we need the kind of the exposure that comes with the silver ticket event. Yeah. We still sell out, despite not wanting to sound all boasty, but you know, we don't need it to be a silver ticket to bring people in.
And
you know?
Hopefully it's the same kind of thing for Suffolk.
Yeah,
they can put on their event with their reputation, their history, their pedigree. They're still going to bring in so many people.
Yeah,
we can highlight some smaller events. And just kind of share these silvers around the country. Yeah,
and also, you know, Rasselbock was silver last year. Suffolk's been silver for the last 2 years. And it just seemed time to kind of mix things up and give the opportunity to other events. So yeah, that was the main kind of the points we needed to kind of address with this. But yeah, so looking at the 4 silvers, we've got Portland Pig in May, usually around the 2nd of May. It is the bank holiday weekend in May. That will be the first. We do have a little graphic. Let's have a look. There we go. So as I mentioned before, you've got the bronze ticket events that are going to feed into the silvers. So they are very much kind of like location based of what's close by. Mm-hmm. So you can see there, soak it all in, and we think Portland Pig is very deserving. It's been around for, I'm sure Karen and Matt are going to correct me, but I think this will be their 4th year going, maybe even 5th, but they've been around.
Yeah, there's history there. Yeah, I think they were one of the first.
Yeah, they've definitely been around a while. And last year they hit, I think it's 39. Andy Ims, I think, off the top of my head.
I'll take your word for that one.
I think he was got the course record at 39. God's Own Backyard Ultra, again, you know, that they are just known as one of the best, friendliest backyards in the UK. And you know, they've again been going around for about 3 years now, and their course record got broken by Vic Owens in November. So yeah, they're hitting 40, and chances are in that spring event that, you know, they're going to be going longer than 40. Fingers crossed.
3 out of these 4 events kind of on the cusp of 40 in
Yeah.
their course records. So these are not events to be slept on at all.
Yes, yeah. Then moving on to Longbridge. So slightly different this one. Obviously it's hillier, but it isn't as hilly as Pig on the Hill.
No.
So
It's intense, but
Yes.
it's not absurd.
yeah, you know, it's going to bring in a different breed of runner
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, winning Longbridge with 25, 30, 35 yards is still kind of like pedigree runner.
Yeah, you know, you really are earning your place in the team at that point. And that was one of the reasons why I went for Longbridge. It was very close between some of the other events. We had I can't remember now.
It was still one of the northern ones.
Yeah, so
Cowshed?
it was Cowshed or Longbridge. We
No.
were kind of Cowshed or Highlander that we were kind of and ahhing in between. But obviously we don't want to have all the events in England.
Yeah, it seems a bit kind of. I know we're in England, and to put all of them near us, it just
Yeah, you know, we need an event up in Scotland to kind of service the Scottish events, and also Breakheart as well. They were
very close.
Yeah, we were.
So-
It was Portland Pig or Breakheart, especially for the time of the year as well, and
I think we landed on Portland Pig because of its history.
yeah, just
the
mainly
longevity
because
there.
So you know, it's nothing against the ones that we didn't pick. Every event has their merits and their ups.
We've really been sat here for the last few weeks umming and ahhing.
Yeah.
We've got spreadsheets thinking who points where. Can we take away the silver from this one?
Yeah.
Can we not be a silver? Because we planned out one and it looked exactly the same as last year.
Yeah.
And we thought,
What's the
we
point?
can be spicier than this.
Yeah, you know, it's not so much being spicy; it's just giving other events that deserve that spot a good chance.
Yeah.
4 years of Portland Pig, or rather, this year will be 4. Luke has won twice, and Andy Ims has won once, and also Andy was the assist for the first 2 years. So Andy and Luke have very much been kind of like bouncing between the assist and the win there.
All in all, I'm chuffed with these picks. I'm really happy with these.
And definitely be interested to know how you guys think about them.
Yeah, have we got it right?
I'm pretty sure we have, but yeah, let us know. And let us know who you would have liked to have seen in if you don't agree with this.
Yeah.
But either way, there are your silver ticket events.
Yeah. Hopefully, we've made some days out there. Hopefully, we've not ruined anyone's evening.
No, it's I think for the reason and the rationale, I think most people would.
Yeah,
Probably
it's all
agree.
been based on logical thinking
Yeah.
and spreadsheets.
So that is your silver ticket events.
That was quite nerve-wracking, I'm not going to lie.
One thing I do want to point out though, that a lot of people don't realise is that when you get given or when you apply for a silver or bronze ticket event, you're only applying to be a silver or bronze for that one event date that you apply for. So you know, you get the silver ticket event, and it doesn't mean that you've got it forever. You've only got it for that one event.
Yeah, and for the next year, you would then have to reapply.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that has been missed.
Yeah,
at
so
some point.
I know there's some other countries have been saying, oh, you know, why am I not silver? I was silver the last 4 years. And it's like, well, you haven't lost it. You just
Need to reapply.
need to reapply. So that is one thing to point out.
Yeah.
I think
I think that's most of it. What an
Yeah.
exciting year of backyards we've got ahead of us.
it's going to be exciting 18 months, I think.
Yeah, we got 2 on this weekend. You've got Longbridge to follow along with, and Trails and Tarmac.
I was the wrong words. Too many T's.
Trails and Tarmac by.
Limitless Trails.
Thank you.
It's definitely getting towards bedtime now.
So 2 to follow along with this evening,
Yeah.
and a little bit of downtime through February, and we'll be back with ours at the start of March.
Yeah, I think we do have a very quick look at the UK roster. So
Oh Christ, of course.
yeah, so this isn't updated on the Backyard website yet, But as you can see, hopefully you can see, and the words are big enough, most of those spots have been taken up by the World Team Champs.
Yeah, from the very tail end of the last season.
Yes. Well, no, it's
it starts
the
as
start of this season.
Yeah.
So most of those spots at the moment are currently taken up by the World Team Champs. Obviously, a lot of big runs there. And it is currently Vic Owens from God's Own. She obviously won there with 40. And Scott Kelly, who was the assist for God's Own.
I think I had a message from him at some point saying, "Oh, I'm on some kind of leaderboard. This is cool." And learned the format, and he just turned up for a race, crushed it, knocked it out of the park with 39, and then gone, "Oh, I'm one of the best in the country."
Didn't realise that. So, the surprising thing to notice at the moment is that just to get on the list, you're going to need, 38.
That's nuts. If you remember last season, that would have probably got you on the end, right at the end, and we've still got all of these events.
You were safe on the list with 38. And yeah, we've had 3 events this season, 2 events so far. So yeah, it's very exciting kind of watching the caliber change and kind of seeing what's going to happen over the next.
But we already know there's
months.
some people looking at this year, it's our Backyard Ultra year.
Yeah.
We've really got some strong runners that are going to give it their all this season.
So very, very excited. It's going to be interesting to see how many of those World Team Champs spots on there are still going to be there in 18 months' time.
Yeah. There's a long time for this list to get upheaved.
And there are almost twice the number of events as there were in the previous year as well. So
UK Backyard Ultra-ing.
Yes.
It's really taken off.
Yeah. So yeah, take a good look at that list, because that is the lowest the numbers are going to be for quite some time. Yeah. So I think, unless there's anything else that people want to have a chat about, any comments in, I think we're pretty much done here.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. So
covered a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, just as a recap, Longbridge starts in tomorrow evening. Go see their Facebook page. I think it's 3-word runs, and he'll be doing updates. So you'll be able to get on the web scorer app to see the live results as they come in. Limitless Trails, their Trails and Tarmac event, pop to their Facebook page again. Keep up to track with that. And then after that point, it is March the 1st, Rasselbock. Yeah. So, thank you very much.
Thanks to Darren for coming on. Somehow finding time in his schedule this weekend to sit and chat with us.
The day before everything kicks off.
That's a huge props to him for coming on.
We will say there is some other exciting UK backyard news that we're going to announce in a few weeks' time. Once everything's kind of fixed in, we've got a few more kind of unofficial backyard fun stuff.
You've lost me on that one, so I'm
I
excited.
don't even think I've probably told Jonathan about it yet, but Matt from Time and Monkey said, me and Karen are currently arguing over who's going to go do the tunnel and who's going to come to Rasselbock Spring. I don't know.
Hopefully they're arguing that they both want to do Rasselbock.
Well, yeah, obviously, who wouldn't? You could go sit in a tunnel for 2 days. I think we've got burgers. Ours.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will leave you with that.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We're talking about burgers now.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, have a great weekend. Good luck to all those who are running.
Yes.
And we will probably catch up with you in probably about 2 weeks' time. We'll do another one.
It's been good fun. It's good to be back.
Yes. All right. Have a great evening, everyone, and we will see you soon. Bye.